So let's move on to class. So last class we had discussed about what is Docker volume and right. So what is Docker volume and so what is the main advantage of volumes and how to create a Docker volume and right. So next so how to check those files and all and how to attach volume to container and if you want to we can attach container to container also. And if you want to we can attach container to container all. And also we see right we saw that Docker bind volumes also. So if you want to store data permanently in our host file system, even though your Docker package is uninstalled, and that case so we should go for so Docker bind value. Okay, so anyone any doubt yesterday class, previous class, and so today we'll see. Clear guys? Anyone any doubt? And that is very simple concept only, but most of the people they are asking what is Docker volume and how to create volume. Docker volume create, Docker volume create and volume name. And if you want to display all volumes, Docker volume ls command also right. So okay. I hope anyone any doubt? You got some idea, right? What is Docker volume? And the main thing is so backup purpose. Simply if you want to so persist your data in our volume. Persist your data so in our volume. That case we go for so Docker volume and all. And today we'll discuss what is Docker network and so how to create our own network and how to attach your network to containers and we'll see a few things. Okay, clear guys? Hello, sir? No.
Yes, sir.
So most of people, mostly they are asking as of now, my right experience, mostly they are asking so Docker volume and all, and one or two people they ask for Docker network also, and today we'll see so what is Docker network and how it will work. So now right. So network is the main role in real time also. So see here. So container networking refers to the ability for container to connect and communicate with another container. So as of now, you know how to create container and how to pull the images. So we know many commands as of we discussed, right? What is this? And this one, this one. Okay. First, let me connect my instance so we can easily understand how these containers are communicate each other. So even though if you are not so created any network, by default all containers connecting each other. Yesterday also, right? So we attached one container volume path to another container. So if I update any file in my container path, that is my volume path, automatically that is updated in other container path also. So how this is happening, how these are connecting each other. So now right? So this is the network. Network also so there is a one so important topic in Docker, and so most of the cases we are using, but real time they are maintaining own IP addresses. But practice purpose and all, we are maintaining our own IP address and all. But if we come to real time organization level, every organization they are maintaining their own network IP and they are maintaining their own network firewalls and all. So that is different story, and the network team they will take care. You don't worry. Okay, so if you need any IP, which range we have to give our containers and all. So if you check with our network team and they will give so what type of IP they are using and how to assign that IP and all. So if you ask any network team, they will provide. Okay. So but that IPs and so firewalls and all separate team available in every organization and they will take care. You don't worry. Okay. Now first let me connect my so Docker and let me create a few Docker containers and what is those containers IPs and all and how those containers connecting each other. Okay. Now if you observe here, so if you observe here now, so let me check. So do we have any containers or sudo hyphen? I am coming to switch user sudo hyphen I sudo hyphen I clear the screen. So control plus plus. Now, so Docker images. Docker images. Already I have few images. Docker ps hyphen a. Docker ps hyphen a. I have only one container. Let me delete all. How to remove all containers, guys? This last time also they asked interview. So they want to remove all containers. So how to remove all containers? Docker ps, sorry, rm, right? Rm. If you stopped containers, running containers forcefully means hyphen f forcefully dollar, and how to get all only container IDs ps hyphen aq. A means all, q means only IDs. So I removed all containers, and let me remove Docker RMI images. I don't want images. I want to remove all my images. So Docker images. Docker so images. Okay. Now clear. So Docker images. Right now I don't have any images. Now let me create so one container, and we'll see what is that. So container IP, some information, some basic information first you need to know. Okay. So Docker run, Docker run, and so I am using so Docker run hyphen t. If you want to connect container hyphen t, I don't want Docker run, and so I am using so Ubuntu container. Now see here, Docker run, and it is downloading Ubuntu. Now see here, Docker ps hyphen a. So now container is created, but it is in exit state, right? This is stopped mode. And so let me Docker run hyphen it, and I am using so I connected container. I connected container. So this is my container. Let me come outside. Control PQ without stop the container. So Docker ps hyphen, this is not a server, right? That is the exit mode. Now anyway, this is running and this is a stopped. Okay. Now, so now I created a container. I want to know. So now see now, right? Inspect, Docker inspect, and so container ID. If you give Docker inspect a container ID, so if you give Docker inspect a container ID, so if you give so Docker inspect container ID, one second, I will back. My teammate is there pinging. Just hold on, guys. Okay. So sorry. Now I created container, right? So now Docker inspect. So if you give this container ID, and so we can know some information about your container. Now see here. So if you go here, so this is the ID and created and path and all, and status is running. Your container is running, and same way if you observe here, same way if you observe here. So by default, so it is having some network name and IP and all. By default, it is have some network name and IP and all. Oh, check it. For the trigger lower, and so this is mount to that image name, which image you used. This is the Ubuntu image, and the same way. And see here, this is the IP. This is the IP of your container. See here, by default, did I assign any IP for this container? No, right? So by default, so Docker itself, it is assigning one IP to container, and this is the default IP 172.17.0.2. This is the default IP, and so default network is bridge network. So as of now, I didn't mention any network name, and I didn't assign any IP to container. So even though if you are not assigned, by default Docker itself, it is assigning one IP address, and also it is running which network? Bridge network. Which network? This is the bridge network. Which network? This is the bridge network. Now see here, this is the IP, and these are some information. And if you want to know, we can see Docker inspect and container ID. If you want to know, so what is the image and what is the IP and which network it is running, so we can know more about so that information. Now if you come to here, And so see here, right? So Docker ps hyphen a. Okay. Now go and check it. Cd space, sorry, Docker connect that network container, Docker Docker and exec hyphen it. And what is the container ID, guys? This is the running container, right? And paste it here and just bash. Okay. Okay. So
Bin
now if
bin
you
bash.
want, okay, so already I
Yeah.
given bin bash. Now check it. So how to check IP address, guys? So Windows we are using one command, right? This is the Windows. If you want to check IP and all, which command we are using?
IP config.
IP, IP. So config, right? So IP con F5J. If you see here, so this is my mission IP and all. So we can check it. So we can check it. And same way, now I'm in Docker, right? Now I'm in container. So in container also same. If you want to, we can check it. So we can use host name hyphen I, host name hyphen I. Now see here, what is my container IP address? What is my container IP address? So 172.17.0.2. So did I assign any IP to my container? No. By default, Docker itself, it is assigning one IP. This is the default IP. Now come outside. Let me create one more container. Control PQ. Control PQ. Now I'm going to create one more IP. And also, right, it is giving a sequential order. If I create one more container, so now see here, Docker run hyphen it. If I give like that, now I created one more container. I created one more container, right? Now check it. Earlier that is the two, right? Now host name hyphen I. If I use host name IP, see here 172.17.0. It is giving a sequential order only. Let me create one more container. So like this. So by default, if you are not mentioning anything, by default all containers is running on one bridge network. That is the bridge network, and this is the default IP. Control PQ. Now, so because of this, so these all containers communicate each other. Now let me check it. So what are the, so interview also one or two people they asked. So how to check, so network, how many networks available in Docker, how to check it. So if you want to see existing networks and all, this is a command. So Docker network, so Docker network ls. If you use this, so these are the default network, bridge network and host network and NAN network. These are yesterday we, so someone is created. So these are the, so own name. So these are the default. But your case we can see only three: bridge network, host network, and a NAN network. Bridge and host and NAN. So these are the default. And overlay network also is there, and that is in. So we can check in Docker Swarm and all. That is the overlay network. Okay. So now these are the, so yesterday we see, right, if you want to check, so Docker volume, and if you give ls means we can say these are the volumes and all. Same way, if you want to check, so what are the networks available in Docker? So what is the command, guys? Docker network, Docker network ls. So Docker network ls. And so if I create any network, by default that container is, if we create any container, by default that container is running which network? Default bridge
Bridge
network.
network.
What is the
Bridge
network name? Bridge network. Interview also they asked, so what is the default network name? If you are not assigning any IP, or if you create any container, by default all containers running which network? Default network, that is the bridge network. That is the bridge network. Now just now we see, right, so all containers are running Docker ps hyphen a, Docker ps hyphen a. And right, so these all are running, these all containers running one network, bridge network. And so Docker itself, it is giving one IP 172 dot, we see, right. So if you see, right, so that IP and all. Okay. Now this is the common things only. Now if you want to create your own network, suppose if you want to create your own network, so how to create your own network? I hope already document is there. Already we say we received, right? Just check this document. And so here, so already we that how to create network and all, and so how to create own network and all. So this and all already updated here. Just to go through it. Okay. See here, what is network? Network is nothing but group of servers. In real time, right? We have multiple servers. How these all are connecting each other? See here, connected to each other in a specific network. If servers are in same network and each one talk to each other. So if we all containers in same network, if all containers in same network, they can communicate easily. So no need to do anything. Suppose if one container is in different network, in one container is in another network, so they cannot communicate each other by default. Okay. If you want to communicate, we can do something. Okay. So by default, if all containers in same network, by default all containers communicate each other. So how we can check, right, whether this container communicate to that container? Let's check it here. See here, Docker P already know, right? Docker. So Docker, what is the IP, right? Docker exec hyphen it. I am connecting one container. This is my container. Control C, Control paste. Okay, bin bash, right? Okay. So what is the IP? Host name hyphen I. Now, if you want to check in Windows how this my host, this host is connected to any machine and all, so we are using ping command, right? I hope you people know what is ping command and what is the purpose of ping. For example, I want to check my host is connecting my Google machine or anything. Suppose if you give google.com, now I'm getting some reply. See here, reply, reply, reply. So what is this meaning? Reply, reply.
Yeah, perfectly working.
Working.
Communicated.
Suppose here I am giving I don't have any domain name. I am giving wrong domain name. Now see here, ping request could not find host google1.com. Please check a name and try it again. So now if you want to check, so not only Google, anything yahoo.com. If you give correct domain name, and so it will work. Suppose if you give wrong domain name and it won't work. Wrong domain name. This is also Yahoo. What is domain name for Yahoo and all? Yahoo email, mail. Forgot that name. So we can check like this. So this is your this is your name. This is your domain name. We need to give that perfect. And same way, how to check? This is my host. This is my container. My container have one IP. So this is my IP. Okay. And so now another container. So what is that IP of that container? 2, right? So now I want to use this ping command. Ping space. Now I'm using 172 dot and 17 dot 0 dot. Now I'm giving 2. So anyway, it won't work. We need to install one package and all. Now ping is not, see here, ping command not found. So what is the meaning? So that package not yet installed, correct? See, I am giving ping. Here it is working Windows. But container, if I run this command, it is not working. So we need to install one command. So that command also available here. That is the utilities and all we need to install. This is the command apt get update and so install, right? This is the utils. This is the command. Okay. Just copy and this is the one package for ping and all. Just copy this command and come to here. First we need to install that package. Okay, just paste it. Okay, even if you google it, we'll get that command, so no need to remember. Okay, that is the one package and for ping purpose. Now see here, I am using ping space 172.17.0.2. Now see here, so now this is the container. This container communicate with my container 2 also, correct? IP. Now I'm giving so wrong IP. It won't work. Now see here, container. I am giving 172.17.0. I given 4. Actually, this container not yet created. See here, we are getting error message. See here, from destination host unreachable. What is this meaning? So same IP, there is no container. Same IP, there is no container. Now let me create one container. Control so PQ and so Docker run. So Docker run hyphen it, Docker run hyphen it Ubuntu. Now check what is the IP of this container. Host name space hyphen I. Now see here what is the IP of this container. Now if you want to work with that is also, now we need to execute this what is this this package. So this is the utility package, IP utils hyphen ping and apt install. So IP router, this is related to one package, just copy and paste it, and so otherwise that command it won't work. Now anyone any doubt as of now, guys? I hope clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Now see here ping space. So what is that? uh, what is the IP? Let me copy that one. 172.
Sir. This IP
That
is
is two.
container one is 4, sir. Previous
This
one
is
is
for that 3 2 we can give it, right?
yes.
So ping space and ping space, we can give any container IP. We can give any this is same container. I don't want, I am using 2 also. Now it is communicate. See here, this is in all are in same network. What is the default network name? Bridge network. All are running which network?
Bridge network.
Bridge network. That is the reason. So they easily communicate one container to another container. Now, so how to create your how to create one network, your own network, that is custom network. So how to create a custom network? How to check how many networks available or not? This is the command Docker network, Docker network, Docker network ls. See here. So these are the bridge network, host network, none. This already we created. Leave it, guys. Leave it those and all. And so now I'm going to create. One Alisaba. Okay. So now how to create own network? So if you want to create your own network, so this is a command. So Docker network create and so network name. So if you want to create your own network, so what is the command, guys? So Docker, what is the command? So Docker network ls, if you already know. If you want to create your own network and all, so Docker network create, or we can use hyphen d driver name and network name. Anyway, by default it is taking one network name. Now see here, docker create, docker network, docker network create, docker network create, and I am giving also devaps 1. This is my network name. So this is my network name. Now see here, network was created. Check it, docker docker network, Docker network ls. Now see here. So network DevOps 1 is created. What is the driver name? Bridge network. Or we can give like this also. Now see here, I am going to create a hyphen D. Now I am giving which bridge net, which driver you want to use, bridge, and I am using DevOps 2. This is my network name. This is my network name. See here, Docker network, Docker network ls. Now see here, network bridge to. So if you want to, we can give same syntax, or we can directly give. If you are not mentioning anything, by default your network created under the bridge network only, under the bridge network only. Now, so here as of now, all our containers it is using same network, bridge network. I don't want run my bridge network. I want to attach my own network to container. So how to attach? So now see here. So already that is done. Now see here, if you want to check it, so Docker network inspect, you can use network ID also. So now you can see, I want to know something about my network. So just now I created two, right? Docker network, Docker network, Docker network ls. Now see here, Docker inspect, Docker inspect, network name. For example, just now I created, right? Just give network ID or that name, whatever you want. Now we can see information about. So now see here, here it is giving some different IP. This network, the default bridge network, that is different IP, right? But this is my own network name, DevOps1. So for this, what is the IP? 172.20.0.1. Now got it, guys? Earlier we are seeing some different IP. That is the default IP provided by Docker. That is a bridge network. Now just now I created one network name, my custom network. So for this network, what is the IP here?
Here 172.20.0.1,
20.
sir.
Now how to attach this network to my container? So if you want to attach, now how to attach? This is the syntax. Now Docker ps hyphen a. All right, already I have so three four containers, one is stopped, three are running. Let me create one more container. Docker run hyphen it, docker run hyphen it, and so now I'm using Ubuntu, and there is a one syntax hyphen hyphen network. Which network you want to assign? What is my network name? DevOps 1. Now clear? If you are not mentioning anything, what is the network name? Default bridge network. I don't want bridge network. I want to assign my custom network. So that case, this is the syntax. Network and your network name. What is my network name? DevOps 1. So now anything type.
First network, then image.
Okay, I give an image, right? Sorry. So hyphen network, and so network name, and also image name. Okay. So now created. Now check this IP host name hyphen I. Now see here. Now got it. This is a 172.20.0.2. And if I create one more container, same way, control PQ. And see here, Docker, same, Docker hyphen network. And I'm going to give so this is, now if we see here different IP we can see. So DevOps 2. What is the network name? Custom network DevOps 2. Now host name hyphen I. Now see here, what is this IP series? 172.20.0.2. What is this DevOps 2? My custom network IP 170.21.0.2. Now got it, guys? And it is also giving some sequential order for custom network. Now this is in so different. This is in different. Now check it whether this is communicate with this container. Just check it. So before that, I need to install this package. I am checking. Now anyone guess it is communicate or not?
Both are bridge network only, right, sir? We can communicate.
Now won't communicate.
One second, I will back.
Ma Sanjay.
Sir, we have created a DevOps one as a bridge network
Listen,
here.
listen. This is your plot, my DevOps one. This is my plot. You are
Okay.
in Bangalore, I am in Tirupati. Both of you can easily communicate or not without interface. No, right?
Yes, sir.
These
We
two are
can't
different.
interpret. Yeah.
We are in same family. Same family means maybe DevOps one, maybe DevOps two. Then you can communicate. This is network, ma. Two
Okay.
different networks. Two
Sir, one
different
more thing,
networks.
sir.
Ask me.
Already we have created by giving the command Docker network create DevOps one that we have
Yeah,
given, sir.
yeah.
Previously, if we define DevOps 3, then only we can use it here, or directly we can give DevOps 3, sir. Previously, we created DevOps 1 and DevOps 2. Now,
Yeah.
my doubt is Docker and hyphen network, DevOps 3 Ubuntu. It will run.
Won't work. You must create network first.
Okay, sir. That's what. Thank you, sir.
Today our class will be at 8:30, ma, because of I'm going to hospital. Maybe I may come at 8:30. We'll start at 8:30 to 9:30.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Sorry. Okay. Now, where are you? This is right. This is in a different. This is the different network name, and this is the different network name. Now, so I am going to install here that package and all. It is copied, not copied. So now one container is running. So DevOps 1 network, and another container is running DevOps 2 network. Now check it whether it will communicate or not. So both are in different network, right? So by default, if different network, it won't communicate each other. Now what is the IP? Check this IP. Which IP we need?
172 dot.
20 dot. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me check it. Is pinging or not? Anyone guess it? Ping space, and I am giving so 02. Now see here, it won't communicate because the container one container is running cmd underscore ms paint. uh, 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 this is the one network. This is the one network. This is the DevOps network. Correct? DevOps 1. This is the DevOps 2. This is the DevOps 2. Here running one container. This is the container 1. Correct? This is the container 2. And so by default, these are not communicate each other because different networks, right? If all are in same network, then only so it is communicate each other. If this is different network, for example, if this is a bridge network or this is a bridge network, it will communicate. If both are in same DevOps 1, it will communicate each other. If both are in DevOps 2, communicate each other. But both are in different network. So there is the error message. Now see here, pinging. Still it is trying to search. Now got it? Anyone any doubt here? Clear,
Clear,
guys?
sir. Clear.
Okay. Now, so now this is the control PQ. P control PQ. Now, so dark, it is running that package. Now, control PQ, and so clear it. ls Docker network ls. Now see here, suppose if you want to remove any network, bridge network and all. So if you want to delete, so there is one command is there. So this is already we hyphen network already we seen, right? Exit and all. And so if you want to attach your own IP also, we can attach it. And if you want to delete network, this is the Docker network RM and your network name. Docker RM and network name. If you want to delete any network, so same command Docker network RM. RM means remove and network name. For example, I don't want this DevOps. I don't want this DevOps. I am pasting here. Now see here Docker 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 network so ls. So Docker network ls. Okay, Docker network ls.
Removed, sir.
Okay, now same way. Docker network RM, Docker network RM, Docker network RM, and right, Docker network RM, and which we want. I don't want. So this now try to already this is attached, right? Now check it here. We are getting error message. Why we are getting error message? What's the problem? I'm trying to remove the so this network. This network already attached to.
Container, sir.
Container. So that is the
Container is
reason
running.
container running, right? So this network already attached to container. So that is the reason we are unable to delete the network. So if you want to remove this network, first what you need to do? Remove the container. First remove the container and so remove the network. Now got it, guys? So anyone any doubt? So now so Docker ps hyphen a. So these are the containers. These all are the containers. Now, so if you want to change the network also, we can possible. If you want to change the network, so that is also possible. And in that case, we need to use these commands. So Docker network hyphen help. So there is a connect, there is a connect, there is a disconnect, there is a few more commands is there. So I don't want to, I suppose one content is connected to one network. I want to make it as none. I want to make it as none, or if you want to disconnect that particular network, and that case we can also use the disconnect. So how to disconnect? Now check it here, and so let me Docker images Docker. Let me remove all containers. rm space f and so dollar Docker ps hyphen aq. Okay, right? So Docker network ls. Okay. Now I have so DevOps 1, DevOps 2. Now see here, Docker run hyphen it Docker run hyphen it mm, hyphen network and network name DevOps and image name DevOps 1 and image name Ubuntu. Now I given container created. Now so control PQ. Now Docker inspect. If you see what is the network here, DevOps 1, right? Correct. If you observe here, so what is the network? Observe here networks. What is that network's name?
DevOps 1.
DevOps 1. Suppose if you want to disconnect this network, this is a command. So Docker network, network, Docker network, and mm,
Disconnect container ID.
already I mean same. I want to disconnect Docker
Docker network
network
disconnect
disconnect
container ID.
hyphen help, right? What is that spelling? Help. So Docker network, and so dis disconnect,
S is missing.
disconnect, and what is the ID?
Container
Container
ID.
ID. So here, right? This is your container ID. Paste it. This disconnect.
Container this name
DevOps 1 also, right?
network name. That's yes.
Network name. Now see here. So inspect, Docker inspect. Now check it. So now if you see here, if you remove, if you disconnect your own network, custom network, again it will assign which network? Again it is assigning which network?
Bridge
Bridge
network.
network.
Bridge network. Now got it, guys? Suppose if you disconnected your custom network, automatically Docker itself it is assigning default network. Suppose I want to what is this connect to again DevOps or DevOps 2. Now same Docker connect, Docker connect, Docker connect, and so what is this? I want to connect so DevOps 2. Now check it, Docker inspect. Now if you observe here, now I connected which network? DevOps 2 network. Now clear.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you are running one IP, one custom network, and I don't want that IP, and I want to change my IP also. And that case, we can use so Docker network connect and disconnect. Disconnect and so net that is network name and container ID. If you want to connect Docker network connect container ID. Sorry, that is network ID. That is network name and so container ID. Whatever you want, so we can give it. So now if you don't want any, for example, let me create a post also. Docker, Docker, Docker PS images, right? I need one image. So Ubuntu only. Let me cat space, so Docker file, root user. Okay. Now there is a host network. Host is nothing but, right? Mission, right? Host network can assign only one container. We cannot assign more than one container. Just make sure that host container we can assign only, but this is not applicable for this Ubuntu normal container. We need to create any Tomcat server or Jenkins server. So that case mostly we can use it. We are using with IP, right? Now see how it will work. Now let me create already Docker file ready. How to create our own image? Docker build -t, and already this is the right test Tomcat. Okay, I'm giving so 4 and current directory. So now I'm created my own image. This is my container image, guys. This is my that is the Tomcat image. Now, so now I want to assign a host. Now I want to assign host. Hmm. Now same story only. Now first check it. Docker images, your Tomcat image ready. Now how to create container? Anyone? Tomcat container. Docker run
Run, sir.
hyphen
Hyphen
d
ID.
hyphen p,
Okay.
and so I'm using same host and container port, both are same. Space. Hmm.
The
Next
container.
hyphen network. Now I'm giving a host only. Now I'm giving host network. And what is the image? Test Tomcat
Colon 4.
colon. What is the tag name? 4.
4.
Now check it here. Does not exist. Is any typo?
Sir, we
Test.
have to log in, sir. Docker login.
No. Actually, this image typo error, right? Test. What is image repository name? TEST test. One more
Yes,
T.
sir. One more.
Okay, that's it. Now see here, and so net Docker ps-a. Now it is running. Now this is running. Now how to access this, guys? So go to here. Go to here. Here, right? Here. Copy this public IP. Right? Mm, Go to instances. Here. This is the host IP, right? Public IP. Now I'm using colon 8080 slash. This is my application sample. Okay. Now I can able to access. Now if you observe here, now check this which is next network we are using. Docker inspect ins ins Docker inspect, and check this network container ID also. Now see here, what is the network name? Host. Correct. Now host can work only one server, one container. Suppose even if you try to attach another container, it won't work. We are getting error message. Now see here, I am using same thing only. I am using same thing only. Just I am trying to create one more. I am trying to create one more same, and also we can change port number also, 81. Okay. Now so Docker one container automatically it will go to stop mode. Docker ps hyphen a. Docker psi. See here. How many it is running? Two containers or only one container?
Only one container, sir.
Why you can run one is running, one is not running? Host is nothing but we are running in one host mission. How many? Only we can access one, right? Correct.
Yes, sir.
So host, if you assign host means only one. Suppose some cases, okay, my Tomcat server running, my application also running properly. And some cases, so in my Tomcat server, they want to update some packages or they want to do some patching and they want to some updation weekdays, weekend, for maintenance purpose. So that case, now we can able to access our Tomcat server. Now I don't want access to others, this server. And that case, right, I don't want give access to customers. And that case, we can go for none. Network is none. None means no one can access my application. Now got it? Now this is running. Now this is running, everything working fine. Now this is running, everything working fine. So suppose some particular period, some duration, for maintenance purpose, I don't want to give access to these customers. And that case, right, what we can do? We can disconnect and we can update to none. We can update to none. Now clear? Now this is the host network. So this is the host network. Now it is running some particular time period. Okay, or some 1 hour, 2 hours. I don't want to give access to customers. So that case, what we can do? We can update to none. None means no one can access our server. But server is running, but we cannot access. I hope you got it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that case we can use so none network mostly. And mostly interview they are asking so how to what is the network and how to create network and what is main purpose. The main purpose is custom IP address. So real time they are not maintaining these IPs and all. So real time they are maintaining organizational. So they are maintaining their own IP. They are maintaining their own IP, and so that is the reason we go for so Docker network and all. So that is the reason they go for Docker network and all. Clear, guys? Anyone any doubt?
We can also implement here also, right, sir? We can disconnect the host network and we can.
Yes, correct, correct. That's it. You got it. Okay. So that's it. And so if anything, I will continue. So next class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now almost Docker done. And just if anything, I will continue next class. Or else we'll start so new tool Terraform and all. I will update. Okay. Just that command and I will update. So actually, I have a call. They are pinging. I don't know. These people are pinging. Okay. I will continue next class if anything missing. Okay, thanks guys. So, okay, we'll connect tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Same, we'll connect 8 to 9 SAR class.